Assalamu alaikum. In this video, we will learn about the treatment of donation under the Income Tax Ordinance 2001. Okay, so all organizations, business under the sole proprietor or partnership are eligible to donate some certain money or according to their will to any charitable organization institution according to their will. So if any organization donate anything to any charitable organization, then what is the treatment under the Income Tax Ordinance 2001 for the donation? So in this video, we will learn about it. Okay, let's suppose the taxable income of okay, let's suppose the taxable income of an individual is, let's suppose, rupees 1 million. Okay, and he actually, the donation is rupees, let's suppose, 1 lakh. Now there are two, before calculating or understanding the treatment of donation under the income tax ordinance, we have to learn about a few things. Under the income tax ordinance, the first thing which we learn about is a clause 61. There is a clause 61 of part 1 of second schedule. Okay, if you can download the clause 61 of part 1 of second schedule income tax ordinance 2001, then there is a list of institutions. Okay, and they all are charitable organizations, non-profit organizations which are working for the welfare of orphans or deceased, or the family of a deceased person, or to those families who are not capable to who are not capable to work or to feed themselves. So there are a list of institutions under the clause 61, okay, where you may donate, and their name is available in clause 61. However, okay, this is a case one. Okay, now what will be the case B if you donate any organization who are actually not which name is not available in the clause 61. Okay, so we may write here that other than clause 61 institutions. Okay, during in my teaching, I use the short term for these terminologies because when you're teaching that it is very hard to say a long sentence that they are paying the donation to the institution that is represented or that is available under the clause 61 of part 1 of second schedule. So for me and for my students, the short terminology is mentioned and not mentioned. If I say donation mentioned, so it means that value or that organization name has been available in the clause 61. If I said donation not mentioned, then it is the organization which is actually not available under the clause 61 of part 1 of second schedule. It is my treatment in my class for my students. You may choose it or not. It's all in your under your discretion. Okay, so we are working here as a taxable income is 1 million, donation is 1 lakh, and let's suppose our A part is that it has been mentioned, and our B part that it is not mentioned on the unmentioned. Okay, so what would be the treatment according to the case 1 and case 2? Okay, so let's start case 1. Under the case 1, your taxable income is rupees 1 million. That's it. And now here you will have to less your donation. that is rupees how much? 1 lakh. Then your net taxable income will be rupees 9 lakh. That's it. This is the treatment under the section A when your donation has been mentioned under the clause 61 of the part 1 of second schedule. Okay, so your net taxability is 9 lakh. You just treat your donation as an admissible reduction. You have to reduce. You have to deduct 100% donation from your taxable income, just like we have deducted worker welfare from workers participation fund or zakat. So you have to deduct the whole sum of donation from your taxable income, then you will get the net taxable income. But under section B, what we have to do, okay? So under the section B, uh, we have to calculate the donation credit, not donation what is donation credit? Whenever you use the word credit, so under the language of taxation, credit is actually your benefit, and you may deduct the credit from your tax liability, which will reduce the tax liability, and you will have to pay lesser tax than the actual tax, okay, before the deduction of donation credit. So how we can calculate the donation credit? Okay, let's suppose our taxable income is rupees 1 million. Okay, let's suppose I'm not calculating from the income tax slab. Let's suppose we calculate the tax on rupees 1 lakh, and it uh it has been shown that it is, let's suppose, rupees 50,000. Okay, now what we will have to do, okay, here we have to calculate the donation credit. Now first of all, I would like to show the formula of donation credit. So donation credit formula is actually, uh, allow me to write it here. Donation credit formula is tax liability. Okay, uh, allow me to write in a bracket. Tax liability divided by taxable income and multiply by eligible amount. Now the question is, what is actually the eligible amount? So is eligible amount is your donation paid to any institution other than mentioned under clause 61. Okay, donation paid to any institution other than mentioned under clause 61, and 30% of taxable income in case of individual or association of person. Okay, if it is a company or business, then 20% of taxable income in case of company. Now in this case, how much donation we have paid? Rupees 1 lakh is a donation amount. Okay, now let's suppose he's an individual. Okay, we have a case of individual, let's suppose. Now what is the taxable income? Rupees 1 million. So in case of individual, we have to pay 30%. So 30% of 1 million is rupees 3 lakh. Okay, we have right here 30% of taxable income. Now what we will have to do is the eligible amount is the lesser amount if compared to donation. If compare We have a comparison between donation paid and the 30% taxable income in case of individual. So which one is the lesser amount? It is rupees 1 lakh. So 1 lakh is the eligible amount. Now put the values under the formula. We have 50,000 tax liability divided by taxable income. 1 to 3, and multiply by eligible amount. Yes. So the tax credit is rupees 5,000. So your tax liability here is rupees 50,000. Now you have to less donation credit. Let me correct the spelling first. Donation credit, that is rupees 5,000. So your net tax liability is rupees 40,000. So this is the treatment of donation under the income tax ordinance. Let me repeat you once again in a very summarized way that we have an individual and taxable income is 1 million and donation is 1 lakh. And we have a part that is mentioned. Mention stands for, it has been, the institution name has been included under the clause 61 of part 1 of second schedule, and the B part is not mentioned. It is the institution name where you have donate your money is not available, and it is under the clause 61 institutions. So under the sec A part, your taxable income is 1 million. You have to less a donation as an admissible deduction and just get a net taxable income 9 lakh. Now you have to calculate tax on rupees 9 lakh directly. That's it. So this is all about the treatment under the section 1A. Now in the case B, you have to calculate the donation credit. So donation credit formula is tax liability divided by taxable income multiplied by eligible amount. So what is eligible amount is donation paid to any institution other than mentioned under clause 61, and 30% of taxable income, 30% of your taxable income in case of individual or association per person, and 20% of taxable income in case of company. So we have a case of individual. So here donation is rupees 1 lakh, and individual case there is 30% of taxable income. So 30% taxable income is rupees 3 lakh. Now the lesser value is 1 lakh. So we put the value here in the formula, rupees 1 lakh. Okay. Okay, then we have calculated the tax credit value, that is donation credit is 5,000. So we've supposed that we are paying 50,000 tax upon rupees 1 million. So from 50,000 tax liability, we have to deduct 5,000 donation credit. So the net tax liability is rupees 45,000. So that's it. This is all about the treatment of donation under the income tax ordinance. Thank you so much.